Hello everybody. I took a couple days off because I had a lot going on, but I am back to see where this deck can go. We drafted a green-black counters deck. Well, it's not only superficially counters deck. There's not a lot of synergies in this deck. So the synergies are just, you get counters. And we drafted this a few days ago, and then we took it to 3-1 so far, and so we're going to continue tonight. I'm going to take a look at my deck just to remind myself what I have in here, because it's been a little while and I've almost forgotten. Alright, so it looks like we have a little bit of landfall, a bit of kicker, a bit of counters. So it's just kind of a pile, but it seems like it's not that the worst pile since I'm doing okay with it. So let's go ahead and keep going with this deck. Oh, you've just missed a few days and you like start forgetting everything. Must mean that I'm getting old. I mean, I'm getting old. Everybody's getting older, but you know, I feel like I'm getting older, if you know what I mean. All right, here we go. This is my opponent. We are up against a starving gamer. Wow, that sounds really tragic. They're on silver, so I matched down. They must be either really good or, I don't know, am I really lucky? Alright, we got Gloom Hunter, we got Black Predation, we got 3 mana, so I think we're going to be able to get there with my mana. I only have 3 drops, so we're going to keep this. We'll play the Gloom Hunter early, just start getting in some chip damage. And then the Marauding Blight Priest after the Gloom Hunter means that they're going to lose life as I gain life. So I think it's a pretty good sequence here, as long as they don't kill my Gloom Hunter. I don't think they will, but, you know, this turns out to be a much better card than it might have been in the past, and so we'll see. Okay, my opponent's on rogues, it looks like. Blue-black rogues, blue-black mill. It looks like they're going to try to kill the Gloom Hunter. Maybe not. Maybe they're just trying to decide if it's worth killing or not. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, okay, they might kill it. No? Because if you don't... Alright. If they were thinking about possibly killing the Gloom Hunter, I actually don't want to play the Marauding Priest first. I want to play the Mucklord, because that's going to be a better target for their removal. And that'll power up the Gloom Hunter, so this means that they'll have to kill this to get this, and, you know, it's just kind of a mix like that. So now they're thinking, oh wait, if I kill the Mucklord, then the Gloom Hunter gets stronger. Oh, that's terrible. I mean, that's what I would be thinking. Okay, so they got 3 mana. I don't know if they're going to feed the Swarm or what, but they're highlighting. Maybe they're just reading my cards. That's also entirely possible. Like, what do all these cards do? It's possible. Okay, so that's a 3-1. Everybody sacrifices, I think. Yeah, of course. I'll sacrifice this and make this bigger. Yes. And then we'll play this guy, because if the... Actually, we'll play this guy. And then we'll attack. I'm going to play the Black Predation as a land, because I missed a land drop, and I don't want to miss too many of these. I want to be able to play this Myriad Construct on key here. So now I have 2 really good targets for my opponent. Both of them are 2/2s in the air, and both of them have relevant abilities, and so my opponent's going to be a little bit stuck on which one they're going to try to kill. If he kills Tabarax, like I suspect that he will, then Marauding Blight Priest is going to get pretty good. Oh, I can race this thing. Okay, yeah, they killed Tabarax, which is fine, because now we're really racing. Watch. We're going to play you. I don't really care about this, because this thing can race like crazy. Watch. Attack. I get 2 life. They lose 2 life, and they lose another life on top of that because of the Marauding Blight Priest. It means that this can't even block, and so they need to play a blocker, which I'm going to feed the Swarm to. Yeah, I'm not blocking. I'm getting all the life in the world. You can hit me all you want. Sure. That's fine, because I am going to... Actually... Let's play you. If I draw a land, then I'll play Feed the Swarm. Play feed the swarm. Alright. We'll feed the swarm. We'll take a hit, but we're going to gain the life back. We're going to do massive damage to my opponent, and they're going to be in trouble. Feels pretty good. I mean, my opponent still has 5 cards, so they might have all the answers in the world right now. But, you know, okay. So they must have some sort of mass removal, or... Yeah, I really don't care about that one. Oh, they quit. Ha! I would have gotten there on the Malakir Blood Priest anyways, so... Good job, me. I mean, I shouldn't laugh at their misfortune. They definitely didn't have a lot of plays early on. I think they must have kept the hand with some very expensive spells, and so I curved out and they didn't. All right, I'll take the win, and let's go on to... Oh, we made 4 wins! Huzzah, everybody! We have broken even. That is enough for me, right? If I can get to 4 wins, I've done what I needed to do. Everything else here is gravy, but, you know, even though I'm a vegetarian, I still like gravy. Not like actual meat gravy these days, but the concept of gravy, like all the extra good juicy stuff. All right, we got Utopia here. Very appropriate. Ooh, I don't like this. I don't got any black mana here. We have 2 spells that do nothing without creatures, so I don't think we can keep this. Drawing a black mana would get us to Tabarax, but even that is not, I think, good enough for us to keep. So I think the correct plan here, after my opponent chooses, is to mulligan. Now my opponent kept the hand of 7 cards. Okay, this is fine. This is great. We'll keep this, and then we will ditch. Let's see here. I think Might of Marasa is probably too low impact. All right. I mean, this could all go south on me, but you know. Okay, so we got 3 mana now, so I'm gonna keep this and see if we can get to the Blight Priest. And then from there, you know, if we get the 4th mana, we'll Vastwood Surge. And, okay, my opponent's on an aggressive deck, it looks like, with this guy. That's a pretty good guy. I don't like it. And I'm on a pretty slow game plan here. So, yeah, not happy with where this game has started. We could Blight Priest into Rabid Bite, and hopefully that might be enough to get me to finish. Oh, that's really bad, too. Okay. Yeah, not happy with this at all. Yeah. So this is what happens when you have a slow hand. In my case, it's a slow hand for me. I will trade the Blight Priest for this Night Runner because I do not want them getting value. They might also have removal, and so maybe they'll just get value anyways. It's entirely possible. But I can't let them get extra cards because that's just going to be bad for me. Okay. So they're going to get 3 mana, which they'll use to cast a... Okay, that's really good. I'm going to have to take this hit to stop this thing. Yeah. This really sucks. I don't want to do this, but if I take 8 this turn... Well, I guess I can take 8 this turn and shoot this, but they're going to draw a card. Okay. I'm just going to have to hope that I can draw an answer. Like, that's all trampling, so it's not even worth blocking. Okay, I got this guy. Who's a 2/2. I'm going to have to take a hit next turn, aren't I? Yeah, if I play this. The other thing is I could just take all the damage. That would be really bad. Okay, I'm going to play this as a 2/2. And I will block, and I will trade. Oh, wait. No, I don't need to trade. Yeah, Gnarly Colony, kill this guy. So there's no trample damage coming through. They have to spend mana to re-equip another Ardent Electromancer. That's life sometimes. And I will chump the Gnarly Colony in that case. But yeah, I'm in pretty bad shape right now because my opponent can just keep cracking on me. Or they can just do that. Hit me. Okay. So they don't have anything, but I also really don't have anything. So not the best place to be. I'm just going to grab some lands now so I don't have to draw them. But yeah, very much not the best place to be. And then, yeah, end the turn, and looks like I'm probably gonna die this next turn. They equip this, they get this to 5, and then they hit me. Okay, so they have another play, which is even worse for me because I'm just on lands, and lands is not how you win the game, especially when your opponent has threats. So now I'm gonna be stuck to chump duty against 3 creatures, and my opponent's improving their hand right now. If I draw another land, I'm dead. Well, I said it. If I draw another land, I'm dead. Alright, we're just gonna cast the spell and then die. And quit. Good game. You got me. Concede. We're out. No way to win that one. So, in this game, when you just draw a bunch of lands, you're dead. I mean, that's just how it goes. Now, hopefully you have enough time that you either bought yourself or you just lucked into that you can draw the answer that you need to survive. But sometimes just draw all the lands and you die. And that is life sometimes, you know. There's not much you can do about that. Alright, we're still at 4-2. We could get further. Let's hope that I do. It would be nice to break past 4 in Zendikar Rising. But yeah, Magic's a tough game, and this set is definitely not my strong point here. I'm definitely not doing as well here as I have in the past few sets. Alright, we're up against Fast Noble, who is Platinum, so we're being matched up now. Not that it matters that much, because, you know, we've won against weaker players, or lower ranked players, and we lost against higher ones. Alright, looks like here, this is not a great hand, because it's a lot of non-creature spells, but we have 3 mana, 1 creature, and some spells. So I think we're going to keep it anyways, and hope that we'll just draw more creatures. Looks like my opponent is mulliganing, so that will help me as well. Not a lot, but a little. I'll take whatever I can right now. Alright. Turn 1, we'll play a black mana, we'll play a green mana, we'll play the Blood Priest, and then we'll start using this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to play the Blood Priest over the Colony, because the Colony can be played later. So, it's not the worst thing in the world here. Opponent's got this, the Cell Sword. I think I just hold. I could play this as a 2/2, and then just offer a trade on the next turn. I guess that's not the worst in the world. The Blood Priest has sort of done its job. The Colony's just going to do its job too. Alright, yeah. We'll just play this and hold. With Might of Marasa, I could survive this hit, possibly. But I'd rather trade the Blood Priest for the Cell Sword if they're going to attack. Or for a trick. Okay, that thing's got to go. Or it can be blocked by my Gloom Hunter. I think I just shoot it, though. I'd rather not have to deal with it. Right? Yeah, because who knows? They might have a trick, they might have removal, and then... yeah, we'll do this while we still can. So, step number 1, cast this, shoot this into this, and then we'll use my Gloom Hunter next time. Alright. We're going to hold. I don't want to take 3. I guess I can attack with the Blood Priest and block with the Colony, or attack with the Colony and block with the Blood Priest, but who knows what they have, right? I guess I can race now. I am 4-3, so I think it's a little better. Alright, we'll race. And then we'll Vastwood Surge if we need to. We also have Gloom Hunter. Alright, that's fine. Now the race is on their side, but I got the removal out of the hand on 2/2, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, that might be the worst thing in the world. That's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not good, because now I'm stuck in defense mode. We'll play this tapped, because we need the lands. And then this will... oh, you can block either of these. So we'll play the Gloom Hunter. And then no attacks. And then next turn we'll Vastwood Surge. We have the Construct coming. Okay, this is fine. These are all trades I'm willing to make if they attack. I'm going to get rid of this Lifelinker. I'd rather take the 3 and then chump back and punch back with the Gloom Hunter. Or future Lifelinker, as it were. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Alright, so I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I can cast this as a 4/4. I can do this to get the 6 mana, but I need 8 for... I need 7 for this. I think I can take 3 for a turn, so I'm actually going to do this. Just regular. So, black and green. And then we'll Myriad Construct the next turn and get all those extra counters. And then that should get us into a pretty good defensive position. Oh, it's for the non-basics. Alright, well, it's just a 4/4. Then there's no need to kick it. Oh, I should have read the card better. It's just a 4/4. But 4/4 will block the Cliffhaven. And then we'll have space for this guy to come through. Okay, that's less good. Less good. But at least I can stop the damage coming in on the bottom half. Alright, so I'm at 7, so I think I just play both of these. And then hope that I can start chumping in the next... or crunching in the next turn with land drops. I'm not going to attack because I'd rather have this blocking the Cliffhaven. So we're going to hold and then hopefully start attacking the following turn. We'll have the Mitre Marasa as well to help me get in there if I need it. Okay, that's really bad. Having 2 flyers is exceptionally bad for me, as well as all that life. Okay. Yeah, let's cast this. Well, might as well take something out of the hand if it's good. Okay. That gets rid of their removal, so that's something good. We'll attack with you, and you, since I'm not on the blocking side with these 2. Yeah. And we'll go ahead and might just to punch through, because I need to be able to crunch through their defenses at some point. So now they're... I mean, they're not really on the defensive as much as I am, but if they attack wholeheartedly, then I can come in and hit them too. So, this is a problem, because I'm going to lose next turn. Unless I have a blocker. This is not enough of a blocker, is it? It is not enough of a blocker. Well, I tried. I'll cast it. I'll attack, but yeah, my opponent's got everything. I need life, and I don't have that. And I should have really paid attention to that kicker clause. Oh man, that was the biggest punt. Oof. Woof! Alright, let's see if they make a mistake. They might. Oh wow, okay, good game. You got me. Alright, we're out. That was just like... I suppose they knew I had no cards, so that was just like kicking me when I'm down. Ouch. Not that it was bad manners. Sometimes you just gotta play out your cards for quests or anything like that. But it feels like I'm being kicked when I'm down. Alright, so we lost everything. Oh, that feels really bad. Alright, let's go ahead and open my packs. Where are my packs? Oh, there. There you are. We've got... Let's see. Some of these. I got a whole bunch of these after the bannings. Alright, Kabir Takedown is a pretty good card. I would probably... No, I'm going to first take Royal Eruption, because this is probably one of the best commons in the set, as far as I can tell. I mean, normally it's just a 3 damage, 2 mana spell, but just the fact that you can possibly kick it in the late game, and, you know... I think that just makes it the strongest spell, but Kabir Takedown is not a bad card as well, and I would take the second if the Royal Eruption wasn't there. Into the Royal is also really good, to be honest. Alright, next pack we have all this stuff here. Yeah, Ancient Green Warden is kind of a bomb. It's not really a bomb. I guess I should take that back. It's a 5/7, 6 mana with reach. The second ability doesn't matter that much, but if you take this card, then you know that all your landfall creatures are going to do a whole lot more landfalling. And so you could sort of play your deck or build the rest of your deck so that it takes advantage of Ancient Green Warden's ability. And, you know, there's nothing to scoff at a 5/7 with reach, so for 6 mana. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, you know. I'd rather have a Colossal Dreadmop, but it's also not terrible either. All right. With all these cards here, I think I'm on Akum Warrior. Just a 4/5 that can also be a land, I think is good enough. It's better than everything else. I think that Territorial Scythe Cat is not bad either. And Veteran Adventurer can be good as well if you've already gotten a little bit into the having a few party creatures. But if you don't have a lot of those, I don't think it's as good. Because you don't want to pay 6 mana for a 5/5 Vigilance, right? But if you can get down to 4 or 3 regularly, you know, it's not... Or 5 or 4, I think it's pretty good. Alright, you know what? Let's just go ahead and start a new draft because I am not done with these quests and I'm not satisfied with my with the little amount of play that I've gotten. So we'll go ahead and pay our 10,000 gold and start the next draft. Oh, and we get another one of these. Sure. Not that I care that much. Cosmetics are not important to me. I mean, I pay for the Mastery Pass just because I want the pet to pet when I get really bored, but yeah, cosmetics are not really worth your gems, so don't waste money on gems unless like it really brings you some amount of joy. I'd rather spend my gems and my gold on actual games of Magic. Alright, we need 2 more players. Are we going to get them? Come on, 2. Oh, we're at 7. 1 more. Alright, let's do it. Come on, good deck. My last deck was actually not that good, and so I'm pretty impressed with how well it did, all things considered. I thought that it was just a mediocre deck. And, you know, I went 4, you know. I went much worse with a significantly better deck the game before that. And so, sometimes, you know, this is what happens when you're playing Magic, right? Combination of variance, player errors, and, you know, just luck in the matchups will lead you one way or the other. Alright. We got a Skyclave Relic, which is basically a mana rock with kicker. Nah. Merfolk Falconer is a pretty good winning condition, and I think without any really strong removal, it's probably the pick. I like the Cunning Geyser Mage, and Galabred Recovery is okay, you know, but nothing here is really that great. I don't think that this card is good enough to pick first, and I think Merfolk Falconer is a way to win the game. It's a 4/4/5, which is an air elemental, which is already pretty decent in limited. And then it gives you extra gravy when you... There's that word gravy again. When you kick a spell, and so, yeah. Totally worth taking first. Doesn't lock me into blue. I'm still going to be looking for the best avenue, at least in the first pack. And so, maybe I won't be in blue, but we're going to start with the Merfolk Falconer. You know, we'll give a slight edge to kicker spells as well, just because the Merfolk Falconer can give you so much. Valakut Exploration is really good card advantage. Into the Royal I like as well, and it's in color, and so maybe I take the one in color, but I've had really good success with Valakut Exploration in terms of giving me a lot of extra draws, basically, because you play a land and a card comes out, and then you can use that card, and if you don't use that card, it just punches your opponent in the face, right? Now, I like all of these 2 cards especially. This one, not a lot, but it's still a pretty good card. I think this is a really good card. I think this is a decent card as well. But in terms of long-term like game plan, this is a really good card. The only question is, do I take Into the Royal to signal that red is open and that blue isn't? Because I don't want to give anybody the idea that blue is open. And so maybe I should just stay in my lane and take Into the Royal. Alright, we'll take Into the Royal. Alright, I've convinced myself out of it. Alright, so now we have nothing exciting. We have this guy, which is okay in a counter deck. What we've taken right now doesn't really play to that, and it's only specific to that. You can play the Zoff Consumption as an endgame thing. I guess Fissure Wizard's okay. Field Research, I guess, can draw you cards. Okay, it's kicker, it's blue. I think Zoff Consumption is slightly better, but this just works with what we have. And, you know, I do like drawing cards, and so I think I'll take this time. And just stay in the blue lane for now. Alright, Roiling Vortex is the opposite of the last card that I was pointing at. It's not a very good card. I would not play it. Relic Axe is good if you're in Warriors. We're not. I think Cunning Geyser Mage is fine. And there's nothing here that really screams that we should take it over the Cunning Geyser Mage. So I think we're just going to take that and see where we go. Alright, a flip land, which is not that great. I like Tazim's Royal Mage if we're in a spells deck. We're not necessarily in that deck. We do have 2 spells though. But I think we take the Bubble Snare. It's removal. It's in color. I think Rabid Bite is on the table because it is a removal spell, but I'd rather take on-color removal over off-color removal. So we're taking the Bubble Snare. We got Thieving Skydiver, which is an okay attacker. I think it's better than the other blue cards that we have. The red cards are not that great. Lull Mage's Familiar might actually be the card to take though, because it works with our kicker theme. It's half on in terms of our color, and maybe it just means that, hey, we're going to play kicker. The Thieving Sky Mage, I think, is better in Constructed, where it can actually steal meaningful cards. This one, like, it might just be a 2/1 flying for 2, which is still a good card. But I think the Lull Mage's Familiar might just have slightly more application for what I've been drafting, so we're going to take that. Alright, we don't really care that much for the Pickaxe or the Blight Blade. This is in neither of our colors, and I don't think it's good enough to take early. I don't think... So we're not locked into green, so we could take this, or we could take this Angel as a flyer that gets us life, and maybe that's good enough. Landfall is not really what we're trying to do here, and the Blight Blade is just not high enough impact, I think, so I think we're going to take the Shepherd and see where we go from here. Alright, it looks like everything is drying up. There's some black cards here that I don't care that much about. I guess the Blight Blade turns out to be the card that we want. We could take the Ambusher as well as another option, but since we have Lull Mage's Familiar, might as well take the on-color card instead of branching out into a third color on a weak card, especially weak card. And this thing came back. I guess we can just take it. We can take the Squid, I guess. The Squid is decent in color. We can take the Brute as just a guy, and sometimes you just need a guy. Or we can take this and just splash all the best cards in the world. And it's kicker. I think I'm going to take it. Now, that's just because the Brute and the Squid are just so low impact that, you know, the possibilities of splashing into some really good card is high with kicker. And so we'll just take this, and we'll see if we get anything really good. Nothing really good here. I guess we'll take the Sentinel, because it's kicker, it's a flyer, it can defend, and then once we get to the mana that we need, which we could do off the Relic or the Lull Mage's Familiar, we might be able to get somewhere with it. And Anti-Cognition is not what I'm really looking to do, because I'm not in the mill deck. Alright, we'll take the Brute here. Yeah, this card is not really what we're trying to do. We're on a much more limited plan here. The Roiling Vortex, it's a rare that I don't want, but I'm not playing either of these, so I'm just going to rare draft, put it in my board, never play it. We'll take... Yeah, I don't think we want either of these. We'll take the Pressure Points because I already have a white card. Maybe I'll play it. Tormenting Voice. I think this means that I'm pretty certain to be in green and blue, but you know, my mind could change. Like, this card is pretty good. Are my green cards good enough? It's splashable too. Maybe we take it. Salinity Vision is decent, but it's not that much better. And then we're looking at another Colony, which is good, but I think there's a better chance that we'll get more of those, as well as a Zombie Stopper and the Visionary. And so I think we take this and potentially splash it with all of the fixing that we might have. So yeah, I think it's high enough that we take it. We're not really fixed on green here, so I think it's okay to speculate on it. We could take this land. That's also a spell, but I think the white card is not that great. The red cards are not really what we care about. Squid is not that great. I think the Bailoff has a lot of game-winning potential. I think it's slightly better than the Disruption. In terms of what it can do for your game, I think this is still a good card, and I would have taken it, I think, if this were some other weaker card. Alright, Lull Mage's Domination is a 2-for-1. I think it's an easy first pick. Glacial Grasp is not bad either, and neither is a Brute here, and I think those will, if those come around, that's what I'm going to be hoping to take. I don't want this, because if I'm playing any white cards, I'm really just splashing them. I could take the Cleric as well, but I think this card is just too potentially powerful for me not to take. And it's in color. And Crackbait Bailoff is everything that we want. We're going to be passing up the Pack Beast, the Shield, a Brute, a waste, which is not bad. But this thing is a 6/6. It costs 7, and you can't kick it. I'm probably not going to kick it. But yeah, it has hexproof. I think it's what we want. We could take this to ramp as a possibility. I don't really want this. I don't want this because I'm not in wizards. Let's see how many wizards we have. We have 2 wizards, which is not good enough, I think, to take this. So I think we take the Floral Heron. It's probably just going to be a land, but maybe I'll play it as ramp as well. All right. Tazim's Royal Mage can get a spell back. Let's see how we're doing on spells. We have not many spells. We're definitely heavier on creatures here. But it has Kicker. It might be better than its Vastwood Fortifications, which does put a counter on a creature that might be relevant at some point. But I don't know if it is for us right now. And, you know, this will help us shape up our curve. So, yeah, we're going to take the Royal Mage. And then with this, this is whenever you play a Cleric, we're not on Clerics. I guess this is a body, a big body that we can play in the late game if we need it. Get us to life. This, I guess we can use this. It lets us do kickery stuff. And it's not like these two are really screaming at us. So we'll take this. I don't know if we'll play it, but we'll take it prospectively. And then nothing in our colors. We don't really care about the white cards here. I guess we'll take the Duelist. Or we can just try to improve our hand quality by taking the Adventurer Weights. I think between the two of these, I'll take the Duelist. I'm probably not playing this. Alright, we have Base Camp, which is Party. We don't care about that. I think Sleep Force Stalker is really good. We have a lot of 3s, though, so maybe the Kazandu Stomper might actually be what we want as a late game finisher. We do have a lot of late game, too, so it's actually it could go either way. I think we'll take 1 Stomper for now and see what happens. I like the Squid a little bit better than the Survivor. Well, no, I like the Survivor. It's a bit more flexible in terms of what it does. Yeah, we'll take that. Then Negate on the sideboard plan. We're not playing that. Brute, we can play the Brute. I don't love it. We'll take the Hellhound for the board. We're not playing either of these cards. We'll take the Scorch Rider for the board. We're not playing that. Then, oh, the Oran Reef Ooze. You want to give me a potential game winner? Sure, I'll take that. It grows, and every time anything with a counter attacks, that grows too. I think it's an easy first pick compared to everything else here. If there was a more premium card, like a premium removal card, I would have taken that. But I think the Ooze is strong enough to take, so we will take it. All right, I think we're gonna cut the white cards, but we'll see. Coveted Prize, not what we're looking to do. The win, this is just in the mill deck. Zendikar is not really what we care about either, so there's really nothing in our colors here. I guess I could take the Keeper. I don't really want the Zendikar. Do I really want this? I mean, I'm not gonna play this, right? I could take the Songmad Treachery, I guess, and just put it in the board. Maybe I'll play a red card. Because, yeah, I'm not playing that. Okay, we'll put this in the board. And then, okay, nothing. Rabbit Bite. Yeah, removal. We take removal every time we see it. What we're passing is Cleric. Cleric is decent to slow down the early game. We don't really care about Utility Knife. I guess Glacial Grass could be decent too, but I want the removal. Alright, Relic Axe is good if we have a lot of warriors, which I don't know if we do. The only other choices here, we have our Anti-Cognition and Murasa Brute. Let's take a look. We have 4 warriors. It's not enough to equip that, but I think we are good on our 3 drops here. We already have 2 warriors, and so I'm gonna take this and probably not play it. Yeah. And then Wind Rider. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, we don't have a lot of the things that work with it, but it is still a 2/2 in the air, and I think that might just be good enough. Getting occasional value from its looting ability. And then we have Field Research, I think. Yeah, I don't really care about playing the extra land and getting the counter. because we don't really get many benefits off of that. I think this is decent though, because it can slow down my opponent or open the way for me to attack. And then we don't want another Kazandu Stomper, right? Yeah, I don't want that many of those big cards. We'll take this to stall the early game if we need it, I guess. We're not playing any of the other cards. Yep. And then, am I playing a Chilling Trap? I got 4 wizards. I don't think that's enough to take the Chilling Trap. But do I really want this? Bear Supplies? I guess in the worst case scenario, I could play this. Yeah. If I really need card draw, I don't think I'm there. Glacial Grasp. Do I want a second one of those or first Deliberate? I guess I don't think I would play 2 of those, so I'll take a Deliberate, but I'm probably not going to cut that as well. All right, we're almost done. Yeah, none of this stuff is in color. We're going to take the rare just because, you know, gems, I guess, at some point. And then, yeah, we got the Cleric. That we'll gladly play to slow down the early game. It might work with some of our party thing if we end up splashing for the squad commander. I don't know if we will. I don't know if the relic is going to make this deck either. Between all of these, I don't know. We just take a creature. We're not going to play any of these. And then, yeah, we just take another thing. We'll take the Cleansing Wildfire. Not going to play it. We'll take the Negate. Not going to play that. All right, now we're going to build the deck here. So, we're on green and blue. We didn't really get there on the more expensive cards here, but we do have some kickers, and so that might be what we need to get there. We don't have to cut too many cards. We didn't take many tap lands. Looks like we have 1 in the Tangled Florahedron. So we don't want to cut too many lands here either. But because we're on just 2 colors here, I think we just cut the white. And then we just use our kicker as our flexibility here. I kind of wish we took that 2-drop from earlier. That turns into a 4/4 for 5 mana. That would have been pretty good in this deck in terms of adding flexibility. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to cut something from the 3 and the 2 range here because I'm really thin on endgame threats. This will help our kickers, I think. And so it's worth keeping. We don't get a ton of benefit off kicker. We have the Falconer and we have the Familiar, and that's it. So we're not as good of a kicker deck as I was hoping. So we're kind of just a value deck. I think we can get rid of the Relic here. It's just too low impact for what little my deck is doing with kicker. I do like this, and one of the reasons why we want this card is just because... or we still want mana is because this can benefit off of the extra mana that we generate. And maybe Deliberate is too low impact, or do we cut another 3? Field Research draws us. That's a spell. Do we want Wizards? Let's see how we're doing with our... We don't have a lot of spells. I kind of want to keep them all. And so if anything, we're going to cut a creature. We don't have a lot of removal either. So yeah, this is not the best situation here. Is Blightbraid... I think this holds down the late game, and yeah, I think that's a keeper. Is it the Squid? Let's take a look at how we're doing on creatures on 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the Squid is good enough to keep. It might be the Cleric. Let's see, is there anything? Or maybe a Brute. Maybe we just don't need another random 3/3. How many creatures do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we could also get rid of the Sentinel, but I think I'm on cutting a Brute and just going with this deck here. Yeah. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Let me know if you think that I'm making any mistakes here, but there's only one way to really find out. And that's by playing more Magic. Alright. We'll play until we get a quest, and then we're going to call it a night, and then we'll be back tomorrow for more of this. I don't think this deck is that good. It's probably around the level of the last deck. We're up against a gold player. We have a 2-drop. We have a 3-drop. We have multiple 3-drops. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll keep this. Keep. They're on 1. We're on green. So they're on black. Okay. Probably means they have good removal. Alright, we got 2. Yeah. Do I start getting for damage? No, I think this can be useful in the late game. So we're just going to play this as a ramp spell. Because we already have 2 other lands. If they remove it, that's life sometimes. Oh, wow. They did remove it. Alright, sure. 2 mana for 2 mana. I think that's fine. Okay. We're going to play... Oh, this is interesting. Each attack creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. So this can go crazy. The question is, do we want it to go crazy? Do we want to risk putting this out there and it dying? Or do we play this, and then play this? Let's try that. Alright, we'll play the flyer. Okay, yeah, sure. They're gonna mill me. Okay, so they're on rogues, it looks like. I lost some good cards. Feels bad. I would have rather had milled lands there, but... Oh, and they have removal. Wow, that's so good. But that means that I have a better chance of getting there with the Oran Reef Ooze, so let's see if we can. And then we have a Bubble Snare. I don't think I'm going to put it on this just now. I'm less afraid of this than I am of something else here. Okay, there are definitely on flyers here. I think we'll play the land, and then this is going to grow when it attacks, right? Put a +1/+1 counter in each attack creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah. So eventually we can get to this and kick it. I think the survivor's going to go next. We'll attack. It'll grow. They're probably going to let it through because they think we're racing. And, you know, they wouldn't be wrong about that. I'm going to play this. Put the counter on itself so it can grow too. We'll end, and then at the end of the turn, we'll just Glacial Grasp all their blockers and just punch through. That's the goal. We'll see if that actually works. I think they're... Oh, they're not in race mode? Okay, so now we Glacial Grasp. Yep. Oh, it's only 1 card creature. That's fine, because we can get rid of the other one. Alright. So we'll play this, and then we attack with both of the... maybe we just kill this thing now. They could have removal. Maybe I just knock it down. Let's see, they're on Wizard and Rogue. Yeah, let's do it. Or they just quit. We can just win because they see the futility of trying to survive against, you know, the ooze. I told you, it's a really strong card. I'm surprised that it made my opponent scoop, but I guess, you know, maybe they used all the removal. Wow, we already got 2 of these. Great. All right. Ooh, we got some cards here. Soft Consumption, Flame Spill, and Sure-Footed Infiltrator, as well as a pack. Let's take a look at the pack, and then we're going to call it a night. I'll probably take a day off so that we can get all our quests to align before I play again. So Wednesday is probably going to be when I come back. All right. So we have all of this stuff, but none of this really matters because I have a 4/4 for 4 flying dragon that can possibly do even more damage to my opponent. So I think it's the easy first pick in this particular case. If this weren't here, I think I'd be on Umara Wizard just because it's a land that can also become a potentially sometimes flying creature 4/3. I think it's good enough. Lull Mage's Familiar is gold, so I wouldn't first pick that. But I would, as you saw earlier, come back around to it if it were the case. All right, that's it for me tonight. If you enjoy the stream, hit the like button for me. And if you want to see more of my streams or any other videos that I make, you can hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. This was Refresh, and I will see you next time.